You know, what you're looking at isn't just some old illustration. It's basically a medieval map of the human soul. Today, we're going to decode this incredibly mysterious and powerful vision, this complex story of faith and peril, all captured in one single stunning image. Okay, I get it. At first glance, this image is, well, it's a lot. It's absolutely packed with symbolism. You've got this mysterious woman, a giant tower, and dozens of these tiny figures in what looks like a whirlwind of action. But what makes this so unique is that this single intricate drawing, that's our entire text. Everything we need to know is right here in front of us. So, the vision kicks off with this really striking detail. We're not just talking about any building. It's a specific, powerful structure that sets the stage for everything else that's about to happen. The white stone, the immense size, trust me, every little detail is a clue. And that brings us to the two central questions we've got to answer. What exactly is this place? And who in the world is she? To figure that out, we're going to need to break this whole vision down piece by piece. All right, first up, let's get a handle on the main players in this scene, the setting, and of course, the central character. The vision lays out the stage for us pretty clearly. A massive white tower with light just pouring out of 3 windows, and a woman stands right in front of it. But here's the crucial detail. The text says the tower's strength is what makes her indestructible. So right off the bat, we know these two are fundamentally connected. If you look closer, you can almost see her merging with the structure. See that? She's not just standing in front of the tower, she kind of seems like an extension of it. Maybe even a gateway to it. This connection is definitely the first major piece of our puzzle. And then, the vision introduces these other figures, which it describes as infants. They're emerging from her, and they're shining. This is where the story really starts to get complicated, and, let's be honest, fascinating. Because, as it turns out, not all of these infants are the same. Not by a long shot. And their differences are absolutely crucial to understanding what this whole vision is trying to say. So the question becomes, what do all these variations mean? The vision gives us these really specific categories, almost like it's a field guide to these symbolic little beings. First, we've got the ideal group. You could call them the faithful. They're not only shining, but they're also covered in this golden garment. And crucially, their gaze is fixed on a pure and clear light. Now remember that detail about the light. It's going to be important. Next up, we see a second group. They're also shining, so that's a good start, but they don't have that golden garment. And more importantly, their focus has shifted. They aren't looking at that pure, clear light. Instead, they're looking at something the text calls agitated and reddish, a totally different kind of illumination. Then the vision shows us these figures who are really internally conflicted. Some of them can see the truth, they have clear eyes, but they just don't have the strength to follow through on it, so they have weak feet. And others are the exact opposite. They've got the power to act, but their spiritual vision is all clouded up. This table really just lays it all out. On one side, you have that perfect combination, clear eyes and strong feet, which lets them walk bravely towards that pure light. But on the other, cloudy eyes and weak feet, well, that leads to them being flung from the womb. The stakes here are incredibly high. And this brings us to the journey itself. Because this vision isn't just a static portrait, right? It's a scene of intense action, and it's all defined by choices and their consequences. Yeah, it gets even more dramatic. The vision describes some infants who are actively rebelling. They don't just fall away by accident, they tear themselves away and actually attack the very figure they came from. This is a vision of some deep, deep spiritual conflict. So this flowchart kind of shows the whole spectrum of possible fates. Some ascend up toward her crown. Others fall, but they manage to repent and turn back. And then there's the most chilling outcome of all. A group that remains proud in their death, choosing rebellion right to the very end. Okay, we've looked at the what, the who, and the how, but now we get to the most important question of all. Why? What is this whole elaborate vision trying to tell us? So let's pull back the curtain. This entire vision is what's known as an allegory, a symbolic story about something much, much bigger. You have to remember, back in medieval times, a lot of people couldn't read. So visual allegories like this one, they were incredibly powerful. They were a key way to understand and teach really complex ideas about life, faith, and the human condition, all by using symbols that pretty much everyone could recognize. So, the most widely accepted interpretation is that the woman is a personification of the church. She's the mother figure that all the followers emerge from, and she's protected by the strength of that tower, which could represent God or maybe divine truth itself. And, well, if the woman is the church, then that means the infants, they're human souls. Each soul starts its journey within the church, but then it embarks on its own path with its own unique strengths, weaknesses, and of course, choices. And just like that, all the details snap into place. The womb is safety within the faith. Clear eyes mean you understand the truth. Strong feet mean you live it. The crown at the top? That's salvation. And that pure light is God's truth, while that agitated reddish sparkling represents all those worldly distracting temptations.
So let's look at the image one last time. It's no longer just some strange old medieval drawing, is it? It's a map, a detailed, complex flowchart of the soul's journey through life, full of choices, perils, and a whole lot of different destinations.
And that's the final, powerful point of an allegory like this. It isn't just a story to be observed, it's meant to be a mirror. It asks you, the viewer, to find your own position on this map. Are your eyes clear? Are your feet strong? And maybe most importantly, what light are you looking toward?